Today, I'll be showing you the basics of AI automation and how to automate your repetitive business operations with the power of AI. So, we'll be creating a straightforward automation process using ChatGPT and no code platforms like Zapier and Make.com. So, this example will focus on the client onboarding process, but by following these steps, you can create countless other automations that will save you hours throughout your day, ultimately allowing you to focus on growing your business. So, as an AI automation consultant, I build automations like this out all the time for clients to help them deal with their growth constraints to ultimately help them save hours every day. If you're looking for help implementing AI automation systems to help grow your business, then book a free one-on-one call with me. Link is in the description. Also, I created a free community group where I share a bunch of free value that isn't on my YouTube channel. Link is also down below. So before we get into actually using platforms like Make.com and Zapier to actually build out these AI automations, I wanted to show you this quick process mapping that I built out that kind of just gives you a basics and some of the foundations of AI automations. So first, starting off with the importance of automation, we're going into why should you automate. Well, with automations, you can save time and reduce manual effort within your business. You can increase productivity and efficiency. You are allowing focus on higher value tasks by removing the need to actually do some of the work on specific operations. So, for example, if you're automating your client onboarding process, then that allows you and your team to actually focus on different higher value tasks so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And this ultimately allows you to focus on business growth. So let's go ahead and move on to the basics of automation. So some of the key concepts is number one is a trigger. So I'll get into what this actually looks like in a second, but basically a trigger is an event that starts the automation. So let's say a new client is added to your CRM. So this specific event will be what triggers your automation to start running. Number two is actions. So these are tasks that are performed when a trigger occurs, such as sending an email. And number three is workflows, which is simply just sequences of triggers and actions that automate a process. So let's actually go ahead and look at the event that we're going to be automating. So essentially, our trigger event is starting off with a new client is added to our CRM or form submission. And basically, with this onboarding process, we're then going to send a personalized welcome email. So you can use different platforms like MailChimp, Gmail, Outlook, all these integrate with one another. So it's perfect. Next, we're going to share onboarding documents. So we can use Google Drive to share specific folders. Same with OneDrive and Dropbox. We could share different, files and other folders and all of that. So next, we're going to send a link to schedule an introductory meeting. So I use Calendly for this because it allows the user to pick a wide range of times available from your calendar or your availability in your schedule. And it just makes it really easy for them to book an appointment. That's easy for them. So next, we're going to create tasks for internal team members. So whether you use project management tools like Monday, Asana, Trello, they all integrate with each other, similar to before. And next, we're going to then collect additional information from the client. So you can use things like Google Forms, JotForm, Typeform. And from then on, you can track the progress and send follow-up notifications using HubSpot or any other platform. And throughout all this, it's going to be sending Slack messages to myself and my team, just updating us on where this person is going through in all these different stages and just letting us know what's happening. So coming over into what this automation actually looks like. So we're going to be using make.com for this first part, and I'll also briefly go over Zapier and what that can look like. But if you understand one of these platforms, then you likely understand the other because they kind of go hand in hand. But starting off with the automation, this is essentially what I just broke down. So as you can see, this is my CRM, but let's actually go ahead and actually build out this automation step by step. So we're just going to come into make.com and we're going to go to the scenarios and we're going to just create a new scenario since we're starting from scratch. So once this loads up, we'll just create a new scenario. So coming into the new scenario, we're going to be prompted with a trigger. So, what actually starts the automation and gets it to run. So we're going to be using Airtable as our CRM. So let's say somebody fills out my onboarding form. Their information is automatically going to be inputted into my onboarding little form right here. So any client that's new, they fill that out and their information goes straight here. So let's say my name is Nick and there's, you could provide some other different information about it. So that's what's going to be getting this automation to run whenever there is a new name added into here. So you could also use different platforms like Google Sheets or really whatever else. So let's go ahead and use a watch records. And let's just make sure that we're connected to the right account. So just make sure you grab your API key and your authorization token. So I have another video that shows you how you can do that. And all you do is just add that. and we'll just then find our base. So I have this under Reprise CRM, and it's in a deeper table called Onboarding Form or Onboarding. Now we're just going to go to the trigger field. So what actually gets us to trigger is the date. So anytime a new record is added, as you can see, a new date will be added as well. And let's go ahead and choose the label. We'll just do name, and limit will be something. We'll just do 1 for now. So we'll click OK, and we'll choose this to start from now on. Next, we're going to be adding a OpenAI module because we're going to be sending a welcome email, and we want to personalize the welcome email a little bit. So in our onboarding form, they're going to be providing some information about them. So I want to, just touch on that a little bit, and we're going to be using AI to do so. So we're going to go ahead and choose the model, add a message, system, message content. So let's say we can use, let's say in our onboarding form, the note is going to be where there's some personal information about the client. So let's go ahead and say, I need you to create a compliment based on the note provided. Be funny / witty and keep it professional. Here's the note. And then I'm just going to provide it with a mapping. You can see up here, there's the notes. So anytime something is added into this section right here, this little notes category, so if it's set a high or something like that, then this will appear right there. And we'll just do maximum tokens, something like 100, because we don't need a lot to run this at all. It's a very simple task. And next up, as you can see, we're going to be running a Gmail module. So let's go ahead and input that in. So this will actually be sending me personalized email. So we'll just send this. For the time being, we'll just create a draft because I don't want anything to actually send out. So we'll go to Gmail, we'll create a draft, and I'll send this to, so I should have a email category right there, and we'll choose this to go into our drafts folder, I suppose. And the subject can just be welcome aboard. So we'll say something like, hey, we're so glad to have you on our team. And then we'll insert our little prompt from ChatGPT. So this is going to be the compliment. Please follow the continued instructions. Best, Nick. So you'll probably have to put this in HTML format. So keep that in mind if you want all this to, look structured like this is right now. This isn't currently HTML, but if you just give all this information to ChatGPT and tell it to put it in HTML context for you, then it will do so easily. But anyways, we're going to click OK. And next up, so let's see what we have to do next. So we're going to share essential onboarding documents after the personalized welcome email. So to do that, we could just use Google Drive. And let's go ahead and pull that up. So we'll just search Drive. And if we just search share, so we can share a link for our shared folders. So we'll get a shared link. Wait for this to connect, and to just connect your account. Once again, all you're doing is just add. Then you'll go ahead and press sign in. Super simple process. But anyways, go to shared with me. And we'll just choose, let's say we want to share a specific file that's going to be important for the new client to have. So we could find the file ID if we turn off the mapping. And let's say we just want to share this file. So this is basically just my company file. There's nothing really specific to talk about in it. But I guess we can choose another folder or another file, which can be lead magnet. That's fine. And then we could just share this to a specific email. So that's going to be this email right here. And we'll click OK. Actually, we'll have to get a specific file, not a folder. So that's where we can choose. Sure, let's choose that. We'll click OK. And next up, let's go ahead and see what we have to do next. And this will be sending a link to schedule an introductory meeting. So if I were to come into my Calendly, so I'll go to one of my event types. So I have an event that is basically scheduling a free AI automation audit. And let's say this is our onboarding call or welcome call for our clients, hypothetically. So I have all these different times available. And so if somebody has this link, they can choose any of these times, then they can just go ahead and book the meeting in themselves. So I want to actually give this to the client. So let's go ahead and come into make.com and we'll type in Calendly. So this is where we're getting them to automatically book a call. And then we'll just be getting a, let me search for the right one, create a scheduling link. And then all you will do is find your specific event ID, or your event type rather, maximum event count, and we'll just do 1. And we'll click OK. So that will just automatically book appointments with them or schedule a link to the introductory meeting. Now let's go ahead and create some tasks for internal team members. So if we were coming to make.com, we could just search up Asana, and you could also use monday.com or whatever you would like. And let's say we just want to create a task or subtask. So we'll go ahead and do this. And I actually don't believe I have a connection, but anyways, you'll just be updating all the information similarly to before, and you'll just find the partner that you want or the employee that you want to assign the task to. So super simple process right there. So now we're going to collect additional information from the client. So we're going to come into make.com and let's just go ahead and send a email again. And we're just going to create another draft. And we'll just choose the recipient as how we did before. So if we come all the way down to Airtable, we'll find our email to the client right there. And this can also go into the drafts folder. So we'll go down here and we'll choose additional RFI, request for information. And for the content, we'll just share them our Google Forms ID. So if I come into Google Forms, Google Forms, and if I just go ahead and let me go ahead and open this up, and I just want to share the link with them. So I will go ahead and send and copy this link right here. And we'll go ahead and go back to our email section and just say, hey, when you get a chance, please fill out this RFI that will allow us to proceed. Thanks. So this just gives them the link to the onboarding form that has some additional information that they would like to collect. And we'll go ahead and press OK. And that will then automatically do that for you. So now let's go ahead and track the progress and send follow-up notifications. So I guess we could use HubSpot in this scenario. So if we go ahead and just go to a new module and search up HubSpot. So there's going to be a plethora of different things that you could do here. So you can, let's go ahead and update. So you can create or update a contact. So let's say you have a specific option in your HubSpot where you just want to update their fields and say that they're in specific phase. So maybe they're in phase 3 of onboarding. Then you could update that contact right there. Or you can go ahead and update a note. So if you just want to say something specific onto that specific property, then you can go ahead and change that, or you could update tasks. And so there's a lot of different options here, but we're not actually going to be running this, so this is all just hypothetical. But that's basically how this would look. And you could also send a Slack message. So if I wanted to, just alert my team or alert myself when all this information is done, then I could just go ahead and create a message. So you could put this in a public channel, private channel. You could do it as a DM. So if I find my company channel, so I can do something like, if I go to one of my public channels, I just do my CRM or maybe my social channel. You'll just go ahead and click on one of them, put in the text that you want to say, just say, hey, they're done onboarding, ready for next steps to work. Then once this automation is ran and all these prior modules have been finished, this will then send that Slack message just letting you know that it's done. So real quick, I'll show you what this kind of looks like in Zapier. So basically, starting off with make.com, very similarly, all we're doing is starting off with a watch records trigger in Zapier. So I could go ahead and show you real quick. So basically, the first thing you're doing is just typing in Airtable, and you'll just doing the event as a new record. So anytime a new record is updated or added into our CRM, our onboarding form, this trigger is going to run. Super simple stuff there, extremely similar to make.com. Then next up, we're going to be sending an email in Gmail. I actually had a GPT module right here, so I guess we can include that right now. So we'll just go to OpenAI. So we're going to just want to Sunday prompt. So we'll go ahead and continue. And once you're actually signed in, then you could just enter your prompt. So you could just make it similar to what I had added in here. So create a compliment based on the note provided, and we'll go ahead and go back. But basically that'll do the same exact thing that I did in make.com. Then we're sending a personalized email here. And from here on, we're just adding the same exact steps that we did from make.com. But really, that's it for today's video. By now, you should have a clear understanding of how to set up a basic AI-powered automation for client onboarding using ChatGPT and no-code platforms like Zapier and make.com. Remember, this is just one example of how AI automation can save you time and streamline your operations. So you can apply these principles to automate countless other tasks in your business. And remember, if you're looking for help identifying the bottlenecks within your business and implementing bespoke solutions, then book a free one-on-one strategy call with me. Link is in the description, and don't forget to join my free Facebook community focused on using AI and automation for business use. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more AI automation tips and tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.